Hey, welcome to Car Guy Confessions, brought to you by ARP. I'm Jeff Smith. This is my car buddy Cam Benty and car builder Steve Strope, and we're going to tell you some stories.
Welcome to another episode of Car Guy Confessions with Jeff Smith, brought to you by our friends at arp-bolts.com, which only took me about 2 years to learn how to say that without dying and going down by the bow.
arp-bolts.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Now I've got it
at Grand National Roaster Show. That's where we are right now in Building 5 with all the people. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun.
It is a perfect textbook Southern California.
Yes.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Sunny, I believe. I don't know if this isn't a fact, but I heard the cruise in today was 1,500 cars.
Really?
Coming onto the grounds, let alone 9 buildings full of cars.
Yeah, and full of cars.
75th anniversary.
So the only crime...
Why you're not here...
Exactly. The only crime is, why aren't you here?
Why are you not here?
Right.
But you can do it vicariously
through us. That's right. You know,
we bring
that
love.
Almost sounds like that was scripted, doesn't it?
And
that's dangerous.
Please never do that again.
So we have our special guest star, Eric Brockmeyer.
That's Eric Brockmeyer?
That's right.
That's what he looks like?
That's what I've heard.
All these years of doing work with him, and I thought he was completely different. What a disappointment.
Sorry to disappoint.
So, for those of you who do not know who Eric Brockmeyer is, and you may not, as hard as it is to believe.
Oh, it's quite possible.
Eric Brockmeyer, please tell us about you. What do you do?
Well,
excellent, sir. What he really does is...
So we know this could be like an episode of What's My Line?
What's My Line? Nobody alive still knows that. I'm going to give the very super simple version, then Eric's going to fill in. Eric is an unbelievable artist who I don't know outside of the car world. I know him through the hot rod car world. Has done a lot of work for me, actually. I love working with him because he puts up with me, and he can speak.
And that's a lot.
Steve.
Which is another language, by the way.
It is.
Yes.
Well, when I
lost language.
I'm sure, and I'm going to watch this video afterwards to watch his face expressions. I'm sure when I call him up, when I'm all excited about a project, I'm like, okay, go on to Google, type this in. Yeah, but use lowercase. Yeah, and go down 3 over 1, the blue one. No, not that blue one, the white one next to the blue one. And so we got to find whatever it is I'm even talking about. But the thing is he puts up with that and can take my psychotic babbling and then turns it into unbelievable artwork, which we're going to be putting artwork up on the screen right now while we're talking about your artwork.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be on the magic screen. Not that screen.
Not that message.
It's
so we were talking on screen just a little bit about how you got started, and I was asking you questions about you. Obviously, you started with pen and pencil and charcoal and things like that.
Yeah, long time ago.
Right.
As a kid. Playing with Hot Wheels cars, drawing those Hot Wheels cars.
Okay.
Going to school, drawing cars in my math book.
Yep.
Getting in trouble for drawing cars in my math book.
Instead of doing math.
Yes. Which is why
I can understand that. I wouldn't be able to do the math either.
But so I drew, obviously, pencil, paper for years and years and years.
So when you were younger, what was your passion? Was there a particular kind of car, or was it just anything?
Usually, the kind of car I was drawing when I was a kid was big engine sticking out of the hood, Pro Street tires.
Because that was during that time, right? That was
big back then. So dragsters and big engines throwing exhaust.
They're so impactful because everything's a drag car or a race car like that is so out of proportion, crazy already. I agree. Just being as a builder, not an artist, I was drawn to that too. That crazy, loud, obnoxious, big little tires and bright colors on the paint
and
jobs.
Luckily, it's refined itself.
It has a little bit.
the whole movement has. There's nothing. There's anything wrong with that, but it has evolved. It has evolved. So you did drawings and you obviously did artwork in high school and. Yeah,
I went all through there and then graduated high school, floundered about like an idiot for several years.
Okay.
Luckily, I have a great wife a girlfriend at the time, said, "You got to go to school.
Okay.
I'm cleaning pools. I'm washing cars.
Okay.
Going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing cars at night, messing around. She's like, you got to go to school.
Yep.
So yeah,
a good woman will do that. They'll focus you, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So so I ended up going to. We lived in Florida.
Okay.
So I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Which is a design school. I got a degree in industrial design.
Okay.
So, which allows me to do basically
Pools.
anything. Pools. Hair,
Back to pools.
hats, whatever. But that opened some doors into getting a job in the design world.
But your focus is always sort of automotive.
It's always been. But when I graduated, like I said, it opened doors to I get a job, which was boats.
Yeah, okay.
So I got a job designing boats at Sea Ray Boats.
Oh, it's Sea Ray.
It's Sea Ray, okay.
And that was down in Merritt Island, Florida.
And you were actually designed the whole boat.
I was, we were
So
part of a team that did the exteriors.
Management would say they'd give you like a parameter.
Well, I'd be part of a team, whether it be a sport boat or a yacht, and I'd be given my particular task. I was usually doing interiors.
Okay.
There were other guys doing the styling.
Uh-huh.
But so I did a lot of interior stuff for boats, and I did get to do some styling for exteriors on the smaller boats. I got to do some sport boats and stuff.
Okay.
But I learned a lot. I learned so much. From being there. It was like 5 years, and being and just learning the industry, learning fiberglass materials, and like I was telling you off camera, if I send a drawing down of an interior to the guys that are doing the upholstery, and it couldn't be done. Man, my name was mud. I mean,
yeah,
they
you
were.
So you learned very quickly that it had to be executable, right? Yeah,
So
exactly.
No BS, man. You got to know what you got to kind of know what can be done.
And there's a lot of stuff in the hot rod world, though I love it as much as the next person. It looks really cool on paper.
Wow.
But you're like, you couldn't even drive that.
Yeah.
You know who's really good, though? He's awesome, and I know you'll agree. But he's usually not obnoxious. He takes some reality into account. Is Steve Stanford.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Steve Stanford's the one I've looked up to for years and years.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
But I remember, looking at magazines when I was younger, it's like tech article. Ooh, Sketchpad. Steve Stanford. That's
why I wanted to bring that back in Hot Rod, and we got to do that with John McGann. And
Yeah.
we got some more coming back. I loved Sketchpad.
That was my world, man.
I couldn't wait for another Sketchpad because it was so cool.
Oh, God, I loved it.
And
I loved it.
You've never seen one of those before like that. That's so cool. And Stanford, of course, was, Tom Taylor, also
Awesome
extremely
sketcher.
talented.
Lots of artists.
And the guy who designed quite a few very famous cars, and many other people, Bell, tons of talent. But I drifted towards Stanford also.
I know.
And I can't draw, but I was lucky when I moved to California. He's one of the first people I wound up meeting by accident.
Yeah.
And I remember him riding with me because he's an Early Times member.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I got to go to the club get-together because he was riding with me in my El Camino, the orange El Camino.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at the Early Times get-together on the tailgate of my El Camino having a cheeseburger with Steve Stanford hanging out, talking design, and I'm like pinching myself.
That's pretty cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So we're doing boats for 5 years.
5 years.
And then
I was doing the boats, and the car thing was still in me, and boats weren't really satisfying, even though it was design. But it was very.
And it was probably fun.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It was very corporate. So my manager had a manager who had a manager, and all those people had to approve what you were doing.
Right.
Only fun when you're designing the millionaire stripper boat.
Yeah. Which I never got to do.
Oh,
damn it.
So,
sorry.
5 years was like, that was enough.
Yeah.
And so in the evenings, I was drawing cars for people.
Okay.
Local people I had met. I'd like to have, you should get together with this shop over here. They've got, they're building some cars. So I'd go and see them, and they'd like, yeah, you could draw us a car. So I was drawing that stuff at night.
Okay.
And it got to the point where word of mouth was getting out. I was getting a lot of people calling me, wanting me to draw these hot rods and stuff. And I'm coming home from work, and I go on my desk, and I'm drawing cars.
Yeah.
That went on for a while, and then I was like, man, I'm going to have to make a decision. I knew the conversation with my wife was coming up. Like, is she going to trust me to like say, ditch the corporate job with the insurance and all the security
and all the security, exactly,
and go and sit in my room and draw cars.
So start playing with your crayons again.
Break the crayons out. But that's what happened.
Great career choice.
Yeah. So at that point, were you still doing with pencil and paper, or had you transitioned into digital by this time?
I transitioned to digital. By
Okay,
then.
which probably was not easy.
Stanford does a lot of marker cap with airbrush. Did you ever play with that?
I did. I got a whole stack. I got a whole portfolio of stuff before Photoshop.
I'm so fortunate.
Okay.
I got to go down many times to his famous little trailer.
The little trailer over at
Santini's.
Santini's shop. Yep.
And I would sit there and watch. We'd just be sitting and talking.
Yeah.
And we'd be on a subject of a design of something and go, ooh, 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 and go out to a bin of magazines and go pull out this one from 1963 and go, see like this, and how they styled the C-pillar here. And I got to discuss with him. I was always interested in how his brain, he's a very interesting person, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think I told you on the phone when we were talking about it, he compartmentalizes. When he looks at a vehicle, like say, per example, a little while ago, he drew an amazing 69 Camaro 409 car, and it used a Corvair roof, so real thin pillars.
Really?
And it was just a stunning car, so cool. And that, when he looks at a car like a Corvair, he doesn't see it. He cuts it. Here's what the roof looks like. Here's what the grill looks like. Here's what the door handles look like.
Compartmentalizing.
And it goes into a folder, and he's thinking of this. I want to change the 69 Camaro. You know what? That Corvair roof with those thin A and B pillars will open up the glass.
Yeah.
And let's do a 409
something
big
similar
block
to that?
in it. And he took the Corvette big block hood and changed that and changed the recorders, brought in a bunch of GM stuff, but his filing system is bottomless.
Wow.
I wish I had the mental inventory.
It's bottomless because look at the scope of him. And again, I can say this I know you respect it.
Yeah.
He can draw an insane Datsun 510 with these mods off of this, and this, because he knows all of those cars.
Yeah, that's what's amazing.
Or he can draw a mild custom and know, like, the weird Tucker grill that was used half a year in it. So, anyway,
is that where the inspiration comes from? I mean, how? So if you're
do you have a Giant Magazine catalog file?
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
On file, not in my brain. No, but talking about, I know Steve Stanford, but he had not only his designs, but when I was looking at his stuff, I was looking at how he rendered chrome.
I was about to say
how he does glass.
How he does chrome and glasses.
Can I tell my quick story?
Sure.
So I'm at Hot Rod, and I said I got this idea. I have a '65 Chevelle, and I said I'm going to put a fiberglass front bumper on it, and I want you to paint it to make it look like a chrome bumper. He goes, okay, I can do that. And I said,
we used to do all the funny car bodies at Carter's.
And I said, but that's when we have to. And I said, when it comes to the back bumper, and I'm going to keep it steel, because I'm trying to get the weight in the back of the car, so I'm going to keep the steel bumper. I want you to paint it as if it was a fiberglass bumper painted to look like a steel bumper. He goes, that'll be so fun. And to this day, people look at the car and stuff, and they walk around, and it's not a show car. It's my autocrosser, my top speed car.
The blue one?
The blue one. And so it's beat to hell. And I mean, he did this like 25 or 30 years ago. And people look at the car, and they walk around the back, and they look at it. And not everybody. Some of them I'll just come up and go. And when they do that, it's because they're not sure. It's so much fun.
That's funny.
It's so much fun. But yeah, and when you look at it, you think, that's not real. But then when I took a photo of it for the magazine, it was like, oh my God, it does look like that, because now it's illustration in the magazine. It's illustrated.
I think you should be allowed to get a degree in art by studying Steve Stanford art, because that's what I did. I could have.
Rim profile.
And rim profile.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Yeah.
So, we now have broken into, I'm doing it by myself at home.
Yes.
With my crayons.
With my crayons.
Right.
I'll hold the 64 one, the 64.
The 64 box with the sharpener in
sharpener.
the front, right?
I was, yeah.
Yes.
No dull teal for you. So, now Reputation is moving along.
It's moving along, and so it goes way back to a hot rod shop called Mike Adams Hot Rod Shop.
I know Mike.
I know Mike. Yes.
West Palm Beach, Florida. I was living in Florida, and I was working at a Ford dealer, or I was working at home, and I went and met him, and he said, "I'm building some cars. You can draw some cars for me."
Okay.
So one of the cars
after he did that purple 57, right? There was a wagon.
Wagon.
That was
I did
after-
a feature. I did a feature. I went down. I did both those cars.
Yeah.
Went down to Florida and shot both those cars. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun.
The purple 57, I think, was for a Miami Dolphins player. It had side pipes.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think that was the first car I started with,
Okay.
with him.
Okay.
Oh, really?
That was the first one. We did a bunch of hand-rendered paint job designs for that.
Wow.
I think I might be getting my dates wrong a little bit, but anyway. So I met him, and then through him, I met a guy who was building a chassis, because he was a big chassis builder. Back then, you didn't just go buy an Art Morrison chassis or a Roadster Shop chassis, whatever.
Yeah, that was before all that.
He built all these really elaborate tube chassis for these hot rods, and they were spectacular.
Yeah.
So he was building a chassis for a guy, and Mike said, he gave him my number and said, you need to, work with him and do the renderings of the car. And he was having wheels made by Boyd Coddington.
Yeah.
One thing led to another. I meet Boyd Coddington. And when I met Boyd Coddington, the whole world opened up.
Okay.
Because now all of a sudden he took a liking to the work I was doing, and he flew me out there.
Okay.
And we started working together.
Okay.
And that led me to working with Bobby Alloway. And so
Okay.
all of a sudden I'm working. I got my crayons in my room. Now I'm working with Bobby
That was some
Alloway,
big
Boyd
names.
Coddington.
Yeah,
And all
yeah.
this, it's starting to happen kind of quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, man, this is crazy. But it was pretty cool time.
Yeah.
Because it was so exciting. I mean, I remember
Yeah.
Boyd flew me out to the shop, and I walk in there. I can't believe I'm here. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Sure. This is Disneyland.
This
yeah.
is pretty
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
So it was just a really crazy time.
Mhm.
And it just all
So
happened.
what
really
year was
quick.
this?
This was after I quit Sea Ray. That was about 2002.
Okay.
2002.
All right. Yeah.
So I got to work with Boyd for about the last 5 years of his life.
Okay.
Because I think he passed in 07. So I got great memories of that. That was incredible.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. It's amazing how, because it starts with just connections,
Yeah.
but it's like,
And
it's
it-
all about, guys who do great paint, guys who do great interior, guys who do great
Yeah.
motors, but you bring all those talents together
Yeah.
and you've got a spectacular car.
Yeah.
But it starts with your illustration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
do you
It's the map.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
guides the
Absolutely.
build. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, do you get inspiration from obviously the owner says this is what I want?
Gets phone calls from lunatics.
Yeah. And you're not the only lunatic, by the way. You're way up there.
Oh, thanks.
You're up there.
Thanks.
You're one of the top lunatics.
Yeah.
I thought this up and he did. Anyway,
Yeah. So what are we talking about?
So
Lunatics.
Inspiration.
Well,
lunatics.
inspiration of where because if it starts with you, it's like it's the classic writer's block thing. I got a clean sheet of paper here.
Well-
where do I start?
Yeah, that's very rarely does a project start with just come up with something for me.
So he'll like the owner may say, here's photos of 8 different cars that I love,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I like
typically-
little pieces of each one of them,
Yeah,
or
that
maybe
could be.
big pieces of each one of them, or
Yeah.
or
and then
he'll
you put
get
it
a
together from
card.
there.
He'll get a call from me going, I'm building A,
Yeah, that's
and
what it
here's
is.
the
Okay.
idea I have.
Okay.
I'm down the road on this theme,
Uh huh.
and then
So
I'll
now
go,
you've got some foundational.
and then
work
I'll go,
to work
but
with.
this or this, cup or cone, right?
Yeah.
And I may have a pretty formulated idea in my head about what I want,
Yeah.
but I trust him to bounce the ideas. I'll call him up after, like a week after we've talked, and he doesn't have the drawing done yet, and I'm like, What do you think about that thing that I said?
Also, it changes.
Yeah.
It might, but I bring him in. I let it gestate a little bit, or he'll get the first couple of sketches done. We'll have idea A, idea B.
Yeah.
And there's been times that after it's drawn, we're both like, you know what? I really thought A was it, and it's not.
It's not. Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
B's better.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why we do the drawings.
yeah, it's really important. I've done other interviews and other stuff and asking me what's some of the big secrets or the big, and I'm like, the concept artwork. You know, you got to have a really great idea. Okay, good. Somebody's got a neat idea for a project. But once you've landed on that and you have the artwork to represent that, that hangs up. Like, we have the drawings in the shop of what we're building. Mm-hmm. And
now,
the
you blow them
interior
way
guy,
up? Do you blow them way up?
Sometimes. I do it like 11 by 17.
Okay.
But we'll do full drawings of the interior. That goes in our shop. It goes in the interior guy's shop.
Okay.
This is what it needs to look like.
Here's the vision. Right.
Just, it's easy. Just follow the patterns.
It's easy.
I do a lot of work with shops because it helps them communicate with their customers.
Sure. Yeah.
What it's going to be. Otherwise,
right. So the customer, like when we were talking with Ganal, Pat. No, not Pat. Bill, his son, Billy.
Oh, I wasn't on that one.
No, you weren't. But it was like a good customer will trust him to come up with a vision.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's just in his head, and the customer still needs to see it.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that's where you come in to give them. Here's the piece of paper that shows you what it's really going to look like.
Right.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun. So how many iterations sometimes?
It's funny. It's so funny. Sometimes I've had customers where you do one thing and that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I have people like Steve.
Yeah.
Hey.
Who I love to death, by the way.
And then he changes it, right?
We're pretty
I know.
honed, all seriousness, we're pretty honed in with a little bit of lateral move.
Yeah.
But the lateral movement, I feel, is actually a team decision of, why? Because of this and this. Yeah, good point. Okay, you know what? Let's run with that.
Yeah.
Or there'll be something that I love, and it's like, you know what? I went back to look at the car, and there's no way we can make a cut and have that sit like that. It's not going to
work. Yeah.
So now what? Example, we brought a Pantera here, and there was time constraint and some structural constraint to what's going on in the door panel. And we had an idea that he came up with of this trim where the top of the handle goes into the door, trim actually wraps around it, the handle disappears through a hole, and then the trim comes through it. And I wanted to do it so bad, and there was just not enough time and resources to execute that.
Okay.
And I didn't even have enough time to call him and go, I'm going to put a piece of trim here, and I'm going to do this, redraw it. We didn't.
Yeah.
If I had enough time, I would have, but
right.
I had to go by seat of the pants. So most of the time, I'd come up with we got a roadblock. Let's change that because we can't.
Yeah. So where does your inspiration come from? Everything, probably, right?
Yeah. I mean, you got, as a designer, you got to look at everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I got like watch magazines. He knows. I got watch magazines. And
Same with me.
Yeah. Clothing and just anything. And it could be, you could be walking around anywhere and see something because there's a design all around you, right?
Yeah.
So
you
might see a shape or a finish, a material or something that triggers something that you might be able to apply to a project you're working on, So it happens all the time. It's not always intentional. It's often unintentional. You just see something.
So are there trends right now that come in and go out with that kind of stuff? Hey, we'd like to thank our sponsor, ARP-bolts.com. We got a fantastic little backdrop here. They make an outstanding series of bolts, almost anything you would need for engines, chassis, things like that. In fact, we were at lunch today, and a guy asked you about the bolt on the back of your shirt, and and I said, well, it's really about a head bolt. They neck the stem down of the bolt on a short small block Chevy head bolt, so the clamp load is even across 3 different head bolt lengths on a small block Chevy. And so that's the kind of technology that you get out of ARP. And we've all got stories on all that stuff.
Well, for a translation of what he said, call arpbolts.com.
But the message is that you can't get any better than that.
No, you cannot.
There you go. We'd like to thank our friends at InTheGarageMedia.com. They have 3 fantastic magazines. They've got Classic Truck Performance, they have Modern Rotting, and my favorite, All Chevy Performance, with Nick, my buddy Nick, is the editor.
Biased.
So yes, of course. But it's a fantastic book. They're doing print media, which is of course our favorite. So
in color and everything.
In color and everything, and you can get your car on the cover of one of those books, which is a fun
that's
deal.
Great tech.
Great
written
tech.
by
You know,
and
not
others
always
that are
written by me,
famous
but
people.
Yeah.
Famous people
Not
have written all the
always
tech.
written by me.
That's right.
Just
So
pick it
check
up and
them out
read it.
at InTheGarageMedia.com, and they're our friends, and they will thank you.
It's an interesting question because I was just talking to a couple other, let's say, designer and or magazine editors, different people.
Yeah.
And they had asked me, so where are you going? And I'm like, I'm not really going. It's not like I've turned the ship, of course, heading to go to Mega Pro Touring.
Right. It's like getting a crystal ball and you're like, oh, I got to go.
Yeah, I'm not, but I'll tell you what I'm feeling really good about is we've got a 67 GTO and a 67 Corvette Roadster that he's done the artwork for both of them. And they do not have the lunatic execution of, say, our 515 GTB, the left-hand drive with GT2 air jacks built into a Charger we did.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the hidden torsion bar suspension and active air brake in the
really
back like
crazy
the
stuff.
Fairlane.
Yeah.
But they're a really refined car. Something that at any show, people's like, wow, that's a really nice car.
Yeah.
And you come up to it, and there's really nice details.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing forged carbon that I'm working with a business partner on that, and we took all the wood grain from the inside of the GTO, or all the pieces, soaked them in mineral spirits, and lifted the perfect wood grain from it. I have a perfect pattern, and we use that as a mold to make the forged carbon pieces.
Really?
And so the car's a dark blue off the new Lamborghini Urus. The inside is a Lamborghini. It's a white with a dirty to the gray side, which is the cool side, which works with the blue. And I'm running a Pontiac 400 built to almost 500 cubes.
Yeah.
Hughes building me a tranny.
Trans. Yep.
Well, it's 4L80, but it's got a bell housing to go up to the Pontiac.
Right.
And all Detroit speed. Same with that Vet. All Detroit speed. Soup. And you know what? I'll supply the Eric Brockmeyer art on both of these cars to show you. Refined, really nice. I'm not breaking molds, but really nice car. And I'm really enjoying building these cars because I like finding the 2-3 little details and going, that's the car, and jewel of it. The thing that goes, oh, that's nice. And coming up, I haven't done a 69 Camaro, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well, there's probably
30
a reason.
years.
There's probably a reason for that.
Well,
It's just everyone's done one.
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah.
And I got a customer who won't let me be. Younger gentleman, hard-working cat. He's in his mid-30s, late 30s, has 3 pharmacies, hustles,
Okay.
and wants a muscle car. He's got a Porsche Turbo because he couldn't wait. When he came in, he goes, I bought a car. I needed a car. What'd you get? 911 Turbo. Good car. And rarely have I had something suggested from an owner that I'm like, as far as colors and stuff go. New 2025 911, special order stuff, but a color you can order.
Yeah.
It's Arctic Gray, which is like an off-white, but very clean.
Yeah.
it's metallic, though. So
It's a metallic.
Very nice.
And the inside is called Graphite Blue.
Okay.
So it's like a gray, blue, blue-gray.
Okay.
And they look phenomenal next to each other.
Yeah.
And then they've released it, but not how they're going to do it with us, like a prototype wheel from HRE, but it looks like an old, the multi-hole on the old Alfa Romero race cars?
Yeah.
It looks like that. We're going to do a 3-piece wheel, but everybody doing, hey, Everybody and his mother has done an LS twin turbo 69 Camaro.
Yes.
And I don't want to do that.
Right.
But this guy's got a 911 turbo, so he's used to that.
That
it'll put you in the seat.
And hold you there.
And hold you there. And I'm like, I know exactly what to do for reliability and simplicity. And I called up GM and went through my old employer down at Guarantee Chevrolet in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Call out to them. Hey, Carl. And I worked in the parts department there in like 97.
Yeah.
We got from the Holly 850 to the Pan 502.
Okay. Big block.
Makes, yes.
Lots of torque.
Lots of torque, but don't have to do nothing. Turn the key.
Yeah.
It's just got coffee cans for pistons.
Yeah. You said it's carbureted, right?
Yeah, carbureted. Built turbo 400 indoor gear vendors. Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Dynamat. Vintage air.
Yeah.
Dakota Digital on the gauges that look like the original ones, but actually you can see them at night.
Yeah.
The interior is going to be 69 Camaro, but if you could have ordered it in this graphite blue leather,
okay,
maybe some little touches here and there, but not radically off page. Yeah. Upgrading the seats, going to run my favorite. I've been running for a couple of years now, the Porsche Panamera seat. I lob about 8 inches off the back, like 18-way power, infinitely adjustable, heated and cooled.
Yeah.
31 pages of wiring diagram for the driver's seat if you feel gutsy. Yeah. So
I'm sure glad I'm not his wiring guy.
But again, Detroit speed, right? Vintage air, dynamite. Colors are crisp. Taking that graphite blue hockey stripe.
Yeah.
White in the engine bay, graphite blue on the motor. Going to be, wow, that's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's going to be, my goal is handsome.
Yeah.
Very handsome car.
Are we going to show this artwork here?
Yeah, that's going to be up on screen.
Yeah. All right.
Right now with the magic of
See it?
technology.
Look.
Yeah. Guys.
So were you involved in the Nova that he did? That sort of the Camaro Nova?
No, that was the Camaro Nova. That's Joe Rogan's car.
Rogan's
I only
car.
helped with
Rogan's
the
car.
interior on that one.
You did the interior on that one.
Okay, so were you involved with the selection for the dash?
Oh
No,
yeah,
that's him.
I had that idea in my head.
That was already in there. He had that.
Because I went to your introduction. I was still living out here at the time, and the car was like, yeah, okay, I get it. This is a cool idea.
Yeah.
But what blew me away was the dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Corvair dash.
The Corvair dash
It
was
looks
just
perfect in
so.
there.
It
well,
does.
you kind of pulled a Steve Stanford right there, where you had an inventory
Yes,
Corvair
I did.
dash. So that's what. That's
Hey.
what,
Yeah.
Pull
Full circle.
from the best.
Where does that stuff come from?
I don't sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe that.
So we got to focus back on Eric because we have a few.
Yes.
Right.
So now we're drawing. We're drawing full time,
Yeah.
much to the wife's chagrin.
So interesting thing about he was asking about hand drawing, early on hand drawing, and then the computer came along.
Yeah.
And I found Photoshop, and I started seeing digital illustrations, and I did not like them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're very sterile when that was coming out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So what I was doing, I like the idea of it, but I was hand drawing the cars, using my markers to get the reflections.
Okay.
And then I would scan it in and use like the airbrush tool in Photoshop
Okay.
and different tools
Okay.
to make the rendering look pop, give it more pop.
Because
But it
essentially
still
what
looked
you were looking for were like halftones.
halftones, quarter tones, stuff, a
Right.
quarter
Yeah.
panel or something.
Look at you in the art language.
I know, that's pretty impressive.
I don't know where that comes from.
I don't either.
You need a job. I got
No.
a lot of work to do.
No.
I got a lot of work. Really need some help over here.
So now my renderings, they had to look like they were renderings and
Yeah.
not digital
Not
renderings.
digital. Yeah.
So, and I was, and so that's where that started. And then
Yeah.
eventually it did all go digital, but I always tried to make it look like they were renderings. I wasn't letting the computer do the fading and do any of the, it was all hand. I was doing my hand with my digital pen.
Because I think what you're saying, I'll make an analogy here that may not work, but I think it will, is the difference between digital audio and the old analog stuff, like play a song.
Sounds way better.
play the song on an album, then play the same song on CD,
Right.
and you could hear the difference.
Yeah.
The description was
So he's trying
warmer.
to keep the
So what
warmth.
you're
trying
bringing
to
the
keep the
warmth
visual
into the
warmth
image.
of analog.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still
But
trying to.
utilizing the digital tools.
I'm still emulating. I'm still looking at Steve Stanford art, how he says chrome, glass, paint reflections. I'm looking at that. And I'm emulating it, but doing it with the computer as a tool instead of a paper and pencil.
Yeah.
So and it eventually
And
evolved.
it sounds like it works.
It did, and then it's evolved further and further and further.
I'll bet.
Until you get to a point where if I wanted to, I can make them look like they're damn photographs if I wanted to, but I don't like that look. I've had people want me to do that before, where you just kind of Photoshop stuff around.
Okay.
And it's okay for quick studies or just kind of messing around, but if you're going to do a rendering, I like it to look like a rendering.
Yeah.
The chrome is rendered. The paint looks like you kind of maybe have some marker strokes in there.
If I had a rendering, I would want it to look like a photograph.
Well,
because you could take a photograph.
Some people they just want to see exactly what it's going to be. They don't have no appreciation for art is not what they're after. It's, So that's
is there a particular one that you've done that you just think is, man, this is going to be hard to beat?
That I can't answer. I'll be honest. I don't. I mean, I've done so many.
That's like asking how many of you got 5 children. Which one's your favorite?
The last one. The last one I just did was probably
So,
the best.
Because I already know, I've been given the
Oh,
sign.
we've been given the sign?
Right, but we have some things that we need to wrap up properly.
Okay.
So, as of now, here we are to now. You are for hire. And it's not just for hot rod stuff. It could be for a boat. It could be for whatever.
Well, I'm going to push back on that a little.
Okay, you push back on that.
I stay in the automotive unless I've done some boats, but it's for really good people. But
so let's do this. What do you want for work coming in? Automotive, hot rod, performance car?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for 20 years, and that's what I'm going to continue to do.
What you like doing? Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to do that, how do they get a hold of you?
I would suggest just going to my Instagram or Facebook page and messaging me through there.
And that's
just Eric Brockmeyer Design.
Eric Brockmeyer Design, either on Facebook or Instagram. Go, hey,
it pops right up. You'll find
I need something. Please doodle it.
You can send a message through whatever. And
Okay. Now, to take a look at your stuff, one could Google Eric Brockmeyer.
Yeah.
Or I know you've got a website with some swag, some cool prints, some cool shirts.
Yeah.
Right? And that is...
That's Eric Brockmeyer Design at bigcartel.com.
Okay.
So now, if you go to if you just do Eric Brockmeyer Design, that website will actually pop up, Big Cartel. Okay. So and there's some T-shirts, some prints, some other fun stuff with some artwork on there if you want to purchase something.
Sure.
So and I'll be updating. Cool. I'll try to update it more and more, but it's on there.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Anything you would like to leave the people with? To any point, or hey. Open forum.
Open forum. I mean,
do you miss cleaning pools? No. Okay.
No. Sometimes I do.
Chlorine. When I call.
It was so peaceful.
God, I'd do anything for chlorine right now. God,
it was so peaceful, man.
It's all right. Well, look, this has been fantastic. This has been great.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming by and helping us out here. It's been a wonderful time.
Eric Brockmeyer, go check it out.
Thank you, guys.
We also want to thank our sponsor, ARP-bolts.com. And, of course, our friends at Grand National Roadster Show. They set this booth up for us. It's fantastic. And, we want to thank all our friends that have helped us out through all these years. This is fantastic. If you like what you see, keep watching, and we'll keep telling you stories.